just letting you know, there's some villains around the corner here. No, it's not a Fargo Batman. This is
Batman. Is he called Batman in Soviet Russia?
What I mean to say is that we're looking at an alternate world Batman, Cold War, something war, Batman war. Look, I know I watched an animated movie where this was in there. DC is good at doing animated movies, not good at doing live action most of the time. But is it a third party that is good at doing action figures? Maybe. This is JM Toys or Joyman Toys. Now, historically, on this channel, worst figure of the world, Sub-Zero. Actually really good figure, Captain America. Most importantly, according to the comments, even that Captain America does have weak wrist pegs. So I would assume that they're all using the base body, same thing. So that might be a problem with this one. That's just a little warning to you, okay? But is the figure good and is it worth grabbing? That Captain America certainly was. So let's find out. And this comes from Bombusby, who sent this to me along with that Captain America so that we could find out if these things were really worth my time, your time, anyone's time, or something like that. Basically, they want you to buy it. I want you to know if you should buy it. So here we are. And it's important that you understand that I will be honest. If this thing sucks, like Sub-Zero, I will let you know. 5K Toys covered that thing for me to promote their site, but I crapped all over it. Will I crap on this? I don't know. I don't think that's allowed on YouTube. Right off the bat, this hand is supposed to have a batarang pre-attached as made evident by the clear attachment of that and that hand. So this was underneath him in the box. So, I mean, they're super, super flimsy. So that's okay. No big deal. We'll get to those hands in a little bit. Now, yes, this is an alternate storyline for Batman. It is in the comics. I don't know the name of this stuff. That's helpful. But this is basically if this Batman was created in Russia and the Superman at the time is also the same thing. So let's take a look at it and see if this Fargo, oh, he's from Fargo. Oh, hey there, it's me, Batman. Yeah, just letting you know, there's some villains around the corner here, so watch out. I'm gonna stop them, but you should probably know. No, it's not a Fargo Batman. This is Soviet Russia Batman or something. You tell me. So let's start it off with this thing, which is when he cosplays as Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider. He needs these so he can climb the mountains and stuff. Pretty cool. It's got a little hole down here, so if you wanted to, I don't know, put a string on there and make it like a grappling hook of some sort, you could certainly do that. But look at how flexible this is. So it's not a tough plastic by any means. He comes with the same pistol, it seems, that the Captain America did, which I'm gonna guess that somebody's probably gonna say that's the wrong pistol because it's the wrong pistol. It does have this magazine that you can take out of it. It's like in there very, very tightly, so you gotta really force that thing out. It does not have much detail as far as like the painted bullet. The bullet is there. On by default, he's got a couple of just gripping hands for that Lara Croft cosplay that he does, and they're fine. His sculpt is okay. There's not much to say other than it's all black, so really hard to see. And because it is the same people that made the Sub-Zero, I'm gonna be very careful with all of these joints. Again, I don't know. It could fall apart, it could just be awful, or maybe it's actually good. Much like the Captain America, these wrist gauntlet things are pushing forward too much, so it does become a bit of a challenge trying to get these hands on, and I'm sure that is most likely how people are breaking these hands. Okay, I cannot, as soon as I get one on, the other one falls off, so let's just look at the hands. Maybe there's a world where these will go on. So he's got these, which are just kind of like a, I don't know, a fighting stance or like gripping onto something. I'm irritated. He's got a couple of trigger fingers, which is good because he does have that pistol, and they're fine. Again, it's just black. I mean, it's Batman, so it's kind of classic. And if this was done right, they would have used black wrist pegs. It's like you can't get this to go deep enough into the hand to actually make the connection. So let's maybe remove this thing and see if that makes it possible. Finally on there. It's just, oh God. All right, so we have a left and right of this, which we saw a little bit ago, but it's the hand with the batarangs. The batarangs look great, actually. So the sculpt is nice and the little detail of the paint. And it's pretty smart to have these just kind of slide in. And you get, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Left and right of that. Not a surprise that they can do some cool things. It's just the end execution is maybe not always the best. Here is the alternate head that's in the box. We'll find out if this thing can actually go on. Now, the colors may be accurate, but I don't really care for the lip color. It's like he's got a nice mauve lipstick he's put on. What I do like is the character concept of this kind of like roughly created Batman. What I do not like is the execution of the stitching. So I think there maybe could have been a better way of handling this. Maybe it's that they tried to color match this stitch and just does not look good. Like, I'd rather have some intentional stitching pattern rather than this kind of very basic one. It just looks like a dude in pajamas. But sometimes it's hard to interpret what a animated or comic character should look like when you make it a little realistic, but whatever. The head that's on there by default looks fine, but if you noticed earlier when I was doing a little Fargo thing, it just kept wanting to come off. And I think that's gonna be a constant problem. There's just something going on here with this neck and the way the cowl is. Yeah, it's the same body underneath, which, you know, if you're gonna build a figure line that's soft goods and they're all kind of muscle boys, then it does kind of make sense they have like one good base body, but that's also kind of the problem, is not really a good base body as we've found historically. Okay, other head does go on. There's no issues with like the peg hole or anything. It might actually be on there a little bit better than the other one. They're typically really good at their soft goods. This is a very thin material, and then this is happening. So I don't care for that. The sculpt and details of all of this stuff, like his little ammo pouches or whatever, the belt, this holster for the gun, which is in his hand. I'm trying to find the gun. It's in his hand. It does go in. It feels like it doesn't want to though. So it's a little tough, but it's fine. It does what it needs to do. The sculpt does continue all the way around here with these little pouches, which have, you know, bat things in them. And then the knee pads, the boots. The boots have a nice sculpt to them. The ankles are super, super weak. So this one especially is already very, very loose. So this is not a Batman that needs to that could stand there probably. Not that I like Batman figures just standing around. They should be in kind of different flight poses, but I think this is going to be an issue for this guy. And because they don't give you a stand anyway. And you may think he doesn't have punching hands by default, but he does. You just got to remove these things. So there, now you got a fist. Ugh. All right, Bombus I apologize because this is not a figure that I'm going to recommend people to buy. I thank you for sending it to me. I don't think that people are going to want this guy. I don't really want this guy. I can't get the hands to work. Even the hands that were on him by default were just barely on there. So oh God. Okay. The cape is kind of cool. I do like the fabric on the inside versus this kind of pleather on the outside, but it's different. It's not pleather, it's something else. But then there is a wire going down the sides. Nowhere else, just on the sides. The wire doesn't seem like it's that strong to really do much, but it does hold pretty well because the cape is surprisingly light. So probably this figure, if you can work out the hands, like maybe do something magic, and you can get him into a nice pose, then it might look good on a shelf. But not having wires throughout the rest of it definitely causes an issue where like it's always just gonna lay there, even if you have the sides up. It might look neat on the shelf, but as of right now, this Batman just kind of feels like a custom made Batman that you hired a guy on Instagram, but he wasn't that good. Okay, so the articulation is going to be the same on all of these figures. I mean, he's probably got more range because of his soft goods, but I don't really want to talk about this guy anymore. I'm just over it, really. The favorite part of this review was really just being the Fargo Batman. All right, Twelp, there you go. That's it. What a review. Don't buy it. Here's a piece of broken something. I don't know what that goes to. If you haven't watched that Captain America one, you can watch that. I will link to that at the end of this video. But don't buy this. Don't buy Sub-Zero. You can shop with Bombus. So I will provide a link to this. But if you want to shop for other stuff, they have tons of good things on there. I do recommend shopping with them as a brand for sure. I mean, they didn't make this. They just wanted to give these guys a shot. But that's also how we build trust, isn't it? You can trust me. I can trust them. They can trust you. I don't know. Anyway, if you want to see that Captain America get reviewed, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.